Target selectors are a set of syntax that is used by commands to specify which entity or entities a command is run. They remove the need to directly reference an entity, such as a player, in commands, and make them much more versatile. Take the teleport command, for example. Instead of directly passing in a player name to this command, we could instead use a target selector, such as at P, which would teleport the command executor, whoever ran the command, to the nearest player. If a player ran this command, it would teleport them to themselves. In Java Edition, there are 6 target selectors. At E will select all entities, at A will select all players, at S will select the command executor, at N will select the nearest entity, at P will select the nearest living player, and at R will select a random living player. For demonstration purposes, we will only focus on the at E selector. A target selector can narrow down its selection even further by using what are called arguments. These are optional true or false conditions that can be added and must be satisfied for a target to be selected. If no such target exists, the command will not run. To add an argument to a target selector, put square brackets at the end, place your argument inside of those brackets, and proceed with an equal sign and whatever value it requires. This example will select all entities in a radius of 4 blocks within the command executor. The 2 dots specify a range, in this case, 0 to 4. To add multiple arguments, separate each one with a comma. Now, it will only select players within the radius. Some arguments have the option of being negated, which means it will look for an opposite condition in a target. To do this, simply place an exclamation point as the first thing after the equal sign. As an example, we can run the command /effect give at E, type equals exclamation point player, glowing, which will apply the glowing effect to all entities except players. These are all the arguments that we will go over in this guide. For a full list of arguments, see the Minecraft Wiki. Each of these arguments has the option of being negated. The first of these arguments is type. As mentioned earlier, type decides a target based off of its entity type, like player, armor stand, etc. Tag looks for targets with a specified tag. If you do not know about tags, a tutorial is linked in the description. Distance looks for a target at a certain radius of the command executor. Be careful with this one, because if you input a single value, such as distance equals 5, it will look for targets that are exactly 5 blocks away. To select entities within a radius of 5 blocks, put 2 dots before the value. Scores looks for a target with a specified score. If you are not sure what a score or scoreboard is, a tutorial linked is in the description. To use this, put curly brackets after the equal sign and put a scoreboard with an equal sign with and value. To add multiple scoreboards, separate each one with a comma. Limit specifies the maximum number of targets. If we set limit to equal 5, it will only select up to 5 targets. This argument is particularly useful when a command does not accept multiple targets, but you would like to use a multi-target selector. Making limit equal 1 solves this issue. Sort gets targets in a specific order. There are 4 ways to sort, those being nearest, furthest, random, and arbitrary. Nearest and furthest sort from the nearest or furthest targets in order from the command executor respectively. Random sorts randomly, surprise, and arbitrary does not sort. Target selectors, particularly at E and at S, are essential to effective utilization of the /execute command. They act as a sort of if statement, wherein the arguments are the condition to the execution of a command. Since execute can change the command executor and add multiple command executors, @s will force the command to run on all of them. To help understand this, let's look at an example. This command will make every armor stand within a radius of 10 blocks from the original command executor run the command, but the location of the command execution is still on the original command executor, so we force the command to run it themselves, causing each armor stand to place a redstone block on themselves. For a far more detailed guide to the /execute command, a tutorial is linked in the description.